Hi guys, so this is actually one of the first times I'm posting a long video on my channel. Yes, I know there's one with all those pictures, but of course those pictures isn't really a video because those are just pictures from my camera roll. So what I'm planning on doing in this video is just going over some stitches, some basic principles from crocheting. So this is actually as a starting point because later on I'd like to make some tutorials, for example on how to make the bag I previously posted on my shorts. I'll leave a link down in the description if you'd like to see how the bag looks like. If you want to see the tutorial, feel free to leave a comment so I know it's actually wanted, and that will actually motivate me to make the video even faster. Okay, so just to start, the yarn I chose is something I actually just had lying around. I'm not sure what it is anymore, but I do know it's from hobby.nl, which is a great online store for yarn. I do know they have some in-person shops as well, but I just prefer shopping for it online because it's just way easier and it gets delivered right at your doorstep within a few days, so that's really perfect. Okay, so I'm done with yapping now. I'll just get on with what I want to show you. So first of all, I'm going to teach you how you can chain. So actually to start your work, it's quite easy. I usually go about pinching it, the ends between my thumb and my middle finger. After that, I wrap it around my index finger. I grab it again. I add my thumb in there, as you can see, and then I just grab the other end of the thread and I pull it close. So just like that, you have your first loop, as you can see. So pulling on this won't change anything, as you can see. But if you pull on this end, so the one connected to the ball, it gets smaller. That's what you want to see. So now I'll just show you how to chain. I'm going to chain 10 because I want to show you a few stitches, so that's actually a great starter point for me to show you what I want to show you. So now to chain 1, it's quite easy, don't worry about it. So you just grab onto your yarn and then you just pull through, just like that. So I'll just show it a little bit closer if my camera still focuses on it. So you yarn over, pull through. Just give me 1 second. Just like that. Okay, that should be a little bit better now. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So to count the stitches, it's also quite easy. I'll just try to zoom in a little bit more if my camera works still. So yeah, so you can either count them like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can count it from the back loop, so that's actually a little bit easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I prefer counting it like this, and I actually also crochet into those back loops, but I'll show that in a moment. I'll be back with you once I have 10 once I chain 10. Okay, so now I chained 10. So now there's actually 2 ways to go about this. You can either chain 1 and then go inside of one of those loops. So I'll just show how that looks like. So that extra chain one I just did is actually just a turning chain. So I'll just show you how it looks like when you go in one of the upper loops, so not the one on the back like I showed you, like I told you. And then I'll do the other 5 in that loop on the back. I'm sorry, I'm used to doing double crochets lately, so that's why I keep on yarning over. So I'll just explain briefly how to make a single crochet. So as you can see, I already have 1, 2, 3 single crochets. You can see that by counting those V shapes, as you can see. So to crochet a single crochet, you go into the opening, just like that. You grab your yarn, pull it through. Now you have 2 loops, 1, 2. You yarn over again and pull through both of those loops. As you're doing this, you have to try to keep your thread consistent. By this I mean you can't just loosen your grip on it, because your stitches will become bigger and that will not look really neat in the end. Okay, so that's something you have to keep in mind. So I usually go like this. So just kind of switch it around my fingers. It's like a little bit of a snake, actually. So I usually go like that. So I have 4 single crochets now. I'll just show you another one in this loop. Just like this. So if you look down here, you see that it doesn't really look that good, at least in my opinion. That's completely personal, of course. So how I like to go about it is, if you see those back loops here, so this is what the front looks like, this is what the back looks like. If my camera can focus, just 1 second. That should be a little bit better. Give me just 1 second. So those are the back loops, those are the front loops. So I prefer crocheting in those back loops. I'll just show you how I do that, and then I'll skip until I have all 10 stitches done. And then I'll show another way to like turn around without having to chain that one extra, because that will make it look like a little bit wobbly, so the sides won't be straight, but they'll always be like some kind of zigzag, let's say. So what I usually do is I go inside into that back loop like this. I yarn over again and pull through both, and then it looks like, well, I'll just crochet all of them and then I'll show the difference. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm finished with all 10 stitches. So you can actually already see the difference just like this. So this is the one where we just picked a random part of the chain. And this is where we chose the loop on the back. So if you look at this, you can see a V shape here. I'll just zoom it in a little bit so you can see it better. So here you see that same V shape as you have here. and here it's more like some sort of loop. So this is also actually really easier if you want to sew something together or you want to add something on this. You can just put it on your hook and crochet. So I'll just do that. But I actually wanted to show you, so I'll just chain one and continue some single crochets. So again, chain one, go. This is a little bit different now. So now you have that V shape as I showed you. So what you do is you just go inside of it, or just right under those two loops, so you have that V on your hook. And then you yarn over, pull through two loops. It's quite easy again. Okay, so I'll just show you one more time. So I'll try and show it from a upper view. You go inside of this V. I kind of have to help with this because it's a thread which isn't really held well together. So usually it's twisted like this, but as you can see now it isn't. That is supposed to be like that with this thread, so don't worry about it. So you can see I have the V on my hook again. So just pull through those two loops. You have two loops on your hook again, pull through both of these, and you just repeat that until the end. Okay, so I just crocheted a few rows. As you can see, this yarn, I'm not really using the right hook size for this yarn, as you can see, so I'll just check if I have any smaller ones, and I'll just quickly switch. Also, this is something I crocheted myself. If you'd like to have a tutorial of this down in my channel, please let me know. It's really useful. I'll just show it a little bit more up close. So it's not completely finished. I'm waiting until I have a little bit more hooks. Right now I have about 6. I'm using 3 of my hooks for some work in progresses, obviously. Once it's finished, I'll actually show you what I'm trying. Okay, so I just actually roll it up. So once it's actually completely filled, so I think I have about, let me just check again. There's place for 9 hooks in this one. So once I roll it up and it's completely finished, full, I mean, I'm planning on like making a little flower on the place where the end meets. So on this one I'm going to crochet a little flower, and here for example I'll crochet a little leaf, which I can just pull through this so it looks like a flower with a leaf, which is going to be really cute, I think. But it's just an idea, it's still a work in progress. It's just really, really useful to keep your hooks all together. So I also put them according to how big they are. So it starts with 2.5, as you can see. This is the one I just took out of it. This one is a 3.5, which goes here. I'm using my 3mm hook for another project, which I haven't, which is actually the filet crochet one, I think. Yeah, that it is. So yeah, my work in progress is always near me. So this is my 3mm hook. As you can see, most of my hooks are from Prim, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I really like these hooks. They're really light in your hand and they're just really easy to crochet with. So I'll just move this aside and I'll roll this up real quickly. Alright, so I'm ready to continue again. Just 1 second. Give me just 1 second to set up my camera again. Just like that. So with a smaller hook it should be a little bit better, but I can't really show you what I wanted to show you unfortunately. But as you can see, the edges are not totally straight. You have those little edges that you can see, so it's not a straight line. So I'll just crochet a few more rows with this hook. I'll check if that looks any better, and then I'll show you how it looks like and how you can fix it. So how you can make sure that those lines are straight after all. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just crocheted 3 more rows. This actually looks like this hook is a little bit better, but it might be a little bit smaller to big. I'm not sure. Those gaps shouldn't be there, but it's fine. As you can see, the edges are not straight. I'll just zoom in a little bit on it. So you have those outward pieces. I'll just show you how you can make sure you don't have these. So instead of chaining 1 and turning your work, you won't chain 1. So I took that away. As you can see, I turn my work and I go into the first stitch. I yarn over and I just make a single crochet. Yeah, I'm sorry, this wasn't the best yarn to choose for this type of video, but it was the only free one I had laying around. As you can see, it's quite annoying because the hook is also kind of small. So now I will just go ahead and make a few single crochets. I'll get back to you at the end so I can show you again how to turn. Okay, so I reached the end again. So instead of chaining 1, you turn your work, go inside of that first single crochet, not the second, the first one from the hook, and you just make a single crochet and go ahead and go into every single crochet. You can just follow along with me because this is like some sort of practice round. This is how I started crocheting actually, so I just took my yarn and made a whole lot of single crochets until they started making sense. A beginner's mistake I made is that I forgot to turn my work, so somehow I kept working like this without ever turning my work. So on one side you could see like what you're seeing here, and on the other side it totally didn't make sense what you saw. So yeah, that was a little mistake I made. I'm just saying it so that you wouldn't make the same mistake. So I reached the end again. I usually crochet a little bit tight, which means that I put a lot of pressure on the thread, which is why my stitches are sometimes really neatly, I'll say. But there's really no good or bad in how hard or loose you crochet, because that's totally your own preference and everybody should try and find what they like, crochet the way they feel like crochet. So I'll show you again. Just turn your work, insert your hook in the first single crochet, pull through, and then go back to the other end. I'll just crochet to this end and I'll show you the edges, and then I'll teach you how to count your rows, although I might have to make another video for that with a better type of yarn, which is actually used with the recommended hook size. Something easier would have been if I took a yarn which I do know the hook size from. Unfortunately, I threw the label of this yarn away, but I can still find it most likely because I really like working with this yarn. So as you can see here, I'll just zoom. Okay, perfect. That's a little bit closer than I thought it would be. So here you still have those edges that point out, and here you don't have that anymore. Or you have it less, as you can see. So I'll show you on the other side as well. You can really see the difference, in my opinion, of course. So if you want to make a double crochet, you can go about chaining 2 and then single crochet in every single stitch. Make a double crochet in every single stitch. I'll just show you how to. So I just chain 2. To make a double crochet, you have to yarn over, go into the stitch, the next stitch, so again into that V. Now you have, instead of 2, just zoom in, you have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 2 on your hook, pull through 2. If my yarn wants to work with me, pull through 2, as you can see. So I'll just zoom out a little bit because my camera doesn't want to work with me. So as you can see, that is my first double crochet. So yarn over, go into the next one, yarn over, pull through those loops. Now you have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through the last 2. Okay, so now I'll just do that until I'm at the ends. If you need a slower explanation of every single stitch, just let me know, and I'll make one just for you, of course, because that's why I'm here for. So I'll just continue on yapping, of course, because what else can I do? So yeah, I'm really struggling with this yarn. Something that might be easier is using a bigger hook like I was doing before. That's actually why I was using a bigger hook, because I know that this yarn can be a little bit annoying, but I just wanted to make sure that you could see it quite nicely. But as I'm noticing now, I feel like the hook size is pretty alright to show the double crochet. So double crochet looks like this. So a single crochet will look like some type of star. Actually, this doesn't really represent that. This one doesn't either, because it's not really a single crochet. Yeah, if you want a tutorial on how to make this one, just leave it down in the comments and I'll make one. It's really handy. I'll make some more adjustments to it, but just let me know what you want. Alright, so I'll just finish up this row. I also have a small question for those who are still watching my video. I was just wondering, how long have you been crocheting for? And what do you like to crochet? And who, what, or why did you start with crocheting? So why I'm saying who, because that kind of sounds weird. Meant to ask. So now I'm those two, I chained 2 as a turning chain again. I'll show you in a moment how you can do it without a turning chain. It's actually quite simple. It's the same as I just showed you for the single crochet. So don't worry about it too much. But I just wanted to show the edges when you do it with a chain 2. So I'll just continue on because I'm kind of curious on who stays for this long, because the video has been going for quite a while and we haven't really done that much, I think. So I was just wondering, leave your answers down in the comments and I'll just ask you some questions. You can ask me questions back if you'd like. I'll make sure to reply on them in the next video. I know you cannot see what I'm doing right now, but this is more like a talking minute than a watching minute, if that's fine for you. If you don't really like that, please let me know. I'm sorry in advance, because I really like to talk a lot. You can ask basically anybody who knows me. So the questions I had in mind for you were, as I previously said, how long have you been crocheting for? Is there anybody who inspired you to start crocheting? What do you like to crochet? Do you have any works you finished? Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything that is a little bit difficult for you? Like, for example, a magic ring, because I can just explain it to you really slowly. Yeah, just let me know. Please leave a comment down below. Like and share the video. Subscribe, of course, because that will greatly help me out, reaching out to more people. And that way will help me with finding new ideas as well. Because I am planning on asking all of you for content ideas, what I should make next. I'll certainly interact a lot with you, because this isn't just my channel, it's our channel, of course. I'm just finishing up the last stitch of the 3rd row. So this is actually going to be easier to let you count the rows. I'll just zoom it in again. So as you can see, it's quite easy to tell. You can see the gaps here a little bit. With another yarn, you won't be able to tell it that well, the gaps. But you can just tug on it if you're struggling to see it. But usually it's easy to count. So if you chain 2, you end like this. It's not straight at all, so I'll just show you how to fix that. Watch closely. So again, turn your work without chaining anything. Go inside of this first from your hook. Make sure you have that both loops of that V on your hook. Make a single crochet, and I will just try and let my camera focus really well, because this could be a tricky part. Yeah, no. Hello, can you work, please? Thank you very much. So you have that single crochet. You can see this loop on the back and this in the front. So you are going to take your hook and go inside of that front loop, just like this. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. you are going to yarn over, pull through 1. Now you will have 2 loops on your hook. You yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops. So that is actually your first single crochet, double crochet. I preferably go with 2, but you can also go with 3. And then the rest is just the same. You yarn over, go into the next stitch, which is over here, yarn over again, pull through 2, those 2 loops, pull through 2 and 2. Okay, just like that. So now to make a treble crochet, instead of yarning over once, you yarn over twice. Go inside of the next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now you have 3 loops again. So in the beginning you have 4, I think. I'll just show you in a second again. Forgot to check. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So when you're making a crochet stitch like this, so yarn over twice, go inside of the next one, just like this. Yeah, like I said, 4 loops. You always go through 2, so you always pair them in 2. It's not possible that you go through 3 unless you're doing something else. So you can also do a quadruple crochet, I think it's called. I'm not sure in English, sorry for that. So instead of yarning over one or twice, you yarn over 3 times. You go inside of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. So now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, and again you're always going to go through pairs of 2. And that's what it's going to look like. So those are those single crochet, double crochets, treble crochet, quadruple crochet. And you can keep going like this. I'll just show you. So here I yarned over about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Just go into the next stitch. Always pairs of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore the fact. No, I cannot ignore this. I'm sorry. Bear with me, please. This is not gonna be the best video ever. I know. Just keep going through 2. And just like that. Yeah, this doesn't really look like anything, but yeah, you know. What I also want to show you is a half double crochet, so I'll just actually crochet onto this. So this is why I actually like this way, because you can just start on any type of surface, I'll say. It's really easy. Just like this too again. Yarn over once. So it's actually the same start for if you were to be making a double crochet. So you have 3 on your hook again, and instead of yarning over and going through 2, you go through 3, and that's a half double crochet. Just like this. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, or in this case it's a big hole, but you probably know what I mean. So 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through the 3 of them, and that's a half double crochet. So something else I want to show you is another easy, quick stitch. So just imagine that these are normal stitches, alright? So you go into this, you yarn over, and you just, oh, I'm sorry, you go inside of the hole, I guess, yarn over, and just immediately pull through. So yarn over. Yeah, this is a little bit easier in stitches. Give me 1 second. I'll just pull this out as well. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Okay, so you go inside of this, yarn over, pull through, inside of the next one, yarn over, just immediately pull through. I'll just zoom out a little bit because I'm working a little bit too close to the camera, I feel like. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and just keep going like this. You can use this stitch so it looks like, I'll just zoom in again, this. So it's those V shapes again. You can use this to straighten up your work so it doesn't curl like you can see over here. So that will make sure that it's nice and flat. But you can also use it to put together granny squares or crochet together your clothes or some, whatever you're crocheting. It's a great stitch to attach pieces together with. It's another thing than sewing it on, so you will be able to see it though, so that's perhaps a little disadvantage. Okay, so that was everything for today. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and obviously leave a comment with your answers to my questions. And I hope you have a great day. Bye bye!